Okay. All right. Y'all should be able to hear me now. All right. So I'm looking at the New Zealand pairs, and I like how GA is looking. Me and the members are still in this oil trade. I called this oil trade yesterday, and yesterday's live is still pushing nicely. We're about to hit the next TP. We hit like TP 4 or 5 last night, so we're still nice and blue on that trade. But I like how GA and AD New Zealand are looking. So we might jump in on these right here. Yeah, but yesterday was pretty slow. We only entered 2 trades yesterday. Missed a couple entries. But I do like how some of these plays are looking right here. And so for this, I'm looking at 74.30. Yeah, I like how this is looking right here. Then we pull up this other pair on my other screen. Yeah, but I like how these pairs are looking right here. So we got a new 5-minute about to start in a second. Yeah, so there's a few pairs I like right now. I like AD New Zealand as well. So I'm about to write some stuff up. Not entering anything yet. Oil's still pumping. Yeah, so we're looking for a few sets, but there are some retracements going down, like with GU, the USD Canadian pairs. They are looking like they're doing some retracements. I'm still looking for sell setups. So if price does decide to stay above this daily level and push up, I'm just going to wait for the next sell setup, which will be at this level here. But it looks like there are going to be some retracements going down today, which is fine. But that's why I see with a lot of these pairs right here. So we're just going to let those do their thing and just wait for the next possible sell setup. So either want to look for a sell down here, or if price breaks above this daily level, then we're going to look for a sell after the retracement. And that's what's going on with the Canadian pairs as well. So really just going to be chilling and waiting, kind of like yesterday. Just going to be chilling and waiting. And see what the indexes are up to. So US30 just broke above this level. That's a strong candlestick. So we're going to see what the next 15 looks like. Strong 15 right there. Yeah, but I'm liking how GA is looking. I like AD New Zealand as well. So we might jump in these two right here. I do like how these two are looking. Oil still pumping up. About to hit this next TP in a second. Yeah, but it looks like the Canadian pairs are doing some retracements as well as some of the USD pairs, which I have no issue with. Like I said, we're going to let them retrace, and then we're going to look for sales at the next level. So that's what I'm waiting on right now. Letting these pairs do their thing. We can see them all retracing currently. I have my alert set, so I'm not tripping too much about that. Yeah, but we're about to jump in on this as well. I like how this is looking. So stop loss for this, I'm looking at 74.30. So I'm writing these TPs up right here. Because I do like how this one's looking. 45, 40, all the way down to 15. I'm quiet, that's because I'm looking at some other pairs. Yeah, but I can see this dropping down. Yeah, so we're going to jump in on this one. Yeah, I like how this one is. So I posted the TPs and stuff. There is some news coming out in like about an hour, some change. The price is bearish. It did do a nice retracement yesterday. Price is still extremely bearish. So I want to see if it's going to continue to dump to the downside. This price is still bearish. You see that here. Did a little pump right here, but continue the downtrend. Did a little retracement yesterday. It's been dropping down all night. So I want to see if we can hit this daily level right here and continue the bearish momentum. So that's what I'm looking forward to see if we can make that happen. So I posted the entries and stuff. We're going to see how this do. But I mainly want to pay attention to the indexes today if I can hop in on them. Decided to leave them alone yesterday. We could have went for a possible like sell scalp setup on SPX yesterday, but decided to leave them alone. But yeah, I see a lot of retracements happening today. So wouldn't be too shocked about that. Was looking for sell setups on the JPY pairs, but they pumped up yesterday. But now they look like they're trying to drop a little bit today. Yeah, so GJ completely did that. Hit the middle of the zone, then dropped. So we're going to see how price reacts to this level of price down here. Then we're going to go from there. Yeah, because the price on all the JPY pairs look like they're dropping currently. Let me see. Yeah, then all the USD and Canadian pairs look like they're trying to do some retracements. Which is fine. I'm not tripping too much about that. Cool. Got that alert on. Cool, gold's pushing up as well. It's a lot of stuff that's not really where I like to see them be currently. So we're just going to be waiting for price like usual to come to our levels. We're already up for the week. We're also nice and blue on this trade right here. So not tripping too much. We're entering a bunch of stuff. Just going to be in this one for now. It's doing a nice retracement, which was to be expected. Retesting this level here. So we're going to see if the next 15 we can continue to drop down. But everything else, yeah, everything else is doing retracements right now as well. Looks like the JPY pairs, EJ hit the top of the zone here, and now it's dropping down immediately. So we could be looking for possible sell setups on these. Kind of like how I was looking for them yesterday. So we're going to see what these next 15s look like. Literally tap that daily level. Then reject it down. We see all the other JPY pairs dropping as well. So we're going to see what this next 15 is looking like. AJ's at this zone right here as well. CJ just broke below this zone right here. New 15 did just start. Yeah, so we're going to see what this next 15 looks like. Those just joined the stream. I'm not entering any of these right here. These are just trade ideas. I just like to visually see what I'm looking at. We're going to see what this next 15 is looking like. We're doing a retest, but all these JPY pairs are on either 4-hour levels or daily levels. So we're about to see what this 15 is looking like. Boom, 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 boom. Three, 5. All right. NJ's on the 4-hour level as well. Yeah, so we're just waiting on that. Just hit the next, just hit the next TP on oil though. What is that? So we're on TP6 now with oil. TP6 hit. I'm gonna go ahead and let the members know. Bam. And like I said, I called this on yesterday's live. We only entered 2 trades yesterday. It was this trade and then New Zealand CAD trade. We missed a couple entries on gold and New Zealand USD, but we only entered 2 trades yesterday, and this was one of them. Yeah, so we're still off to a great start. Those that entered yesterday in the members, y'all should be nice and blue on y'all screens. We're about to hit the next TP. We're about to hit TP1 on GA as well. Almost there. I think we tapped it the last one, but I did a nice retracement, so I want to see it get hit again, because I know most of y'all entered on that retracement there. So we're about to see if we can hit TP1 again. But yeah, we're going to be watching the JPY pairs to see how they react to these levels. We see them retesting and pushing up a little bit, so we could still see some possible bullish momentum. So we're just going to watch and see what price decides to do. Same thing with gold. Going to wait to see how it reacts to this level here. Possibly enter or sell right there again. Let's delete this. And then the other USD pairs, I want to look for sell setups as well. Same thing with the Canadian pairs, but this one barely missed my key entry point. But going to let price retrace and do their things. Only going to trade out these key price levels. So until price hits my levels, I'm just going to be chilling and letting price do its thing. Let's see what else. Yeah, so just going to be patiently waiting. There are a few trades we can possibly jump in a second. But like always, I'm not in a rush to jump in any trades or things like that. Let me see what else we got going on. Okay. Could have sworn I deleted this. So I'm going to pay attention to AU because it's at a good level. It could try to retest and hit this daily level, though. I wouldn't be too surprised about that. This would be a nice setup too. But yeah, going to go ahead and let these do their thing because they're still retracing, which I have no issue with. Retracements work in our favor, gives us better entries anyways. So I'm not tripping too much about that. GA still attempting to push down to the downside. So we're going to see if we can do that. And then go from there. So let's go back to the indexes. So they are above this level, showing some bullish momentum. I like how GBPJPY is looking. Let me go ahead and let the members know that we're almost in move the zone. Yeah, but oil's still climbing. Going crazy. And again, it was a little slow. It definitely struggled. As you can see, we hit a few TPs, retraced, then pushed back up, then finally broke through this level of price right here. But that's why you always want to go with the direction and flow of price on the bigger time frames, because you'll have a higher chance, a higher probability of price going your way. As you can see, literally got in on this rejection wick, rode most of this daily candlestick up, and we currently are riding this entire daily candlestick up today so far, all the way up. And again, that's just going, identifying these key levels, these blue and yellow lines you see on your screen, and then patiently waiting for the setup, and then going with the overall flow and direction of price. AU, cool, thanks for letting me know. Awesome. Yeah, so price is still retracing up. Gold's still trying to push up as well. Let's see what these other USD pairs are up to. Yeah, so these are pushing up as well. So we're going to delete this for now. We're going to wait for price to come up to here. Now, granted, we could possibly look for a buy on the way up, but price is bearish. So I don't like to really trade against the trend. Now, granted, I might do it every now and then, but for the most part, I'm not hungry for pips like that, so I'll just patiently wait for the sell setup here or up here. I have no issue with that. But let's see here. Let's go back to GA. GA is trying to push back down and break that level. Let's go back to the New Zealand pairs. So yeah, it looks like the New Zealand pairs are still attempting to try to push to the downside. So we could jump in on that. I missed the entry on there though. The JPY pairs are still on these levels. They're pushing back up though. So we're going to see what the next 5 minute, and of course, most importantly, what the next 15 looks like. But for the most part, like I said, the USD pairs and Canadian pairs are retracing. So we're going to let them retrace and do their thing. And then just look for sell setups at the next key price levels. That's all it is to it. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. Yeah. So if it breaks above this level, just going to wait to see how price reacts to this level here and then possibly look for a sell right there. Because again, we had a huge drop on Friday and Thursday with the news last week. So it's most likely coming up to fill up these imbalances like I'm talking about. Wouldn't be too surprised or shocking if it does do that. All right, it's already filled up a couple of these. We have this huge imbalance here because I caught this trade live last Friday's stream before the news. This 1 to 6 play right here. So it's most likely about to fill up these imbalances and then continue the downtrend or continue going to the downside. All right, but that could change with the news. Don't have too much crazy news today. Just got a few things going on. And then, of course, Friday, we got Canadian news at 8:30, unemployment rate, employment change. And then at 10 a.m., we got the prelim consumer sentiment and expectations for the USD pairs. And we also got orange folder at 12:30. Today, we just got then also right before London, we got the GDP for GBP. And then today we got a monetary policy report hearings for the GBP in about an hour and 15 minutes. And then we got at 8:30 unemployment claims for USD. And then at 5 a.m., we got the economic forecast for the euro currency pair. So not too much going down today. But yeah, just going to be waiting for the next 15 and seeing how this trade plays out and what these other pairs are going to try to do. But yeah, we're just chilling for right now. So we're just going to be switching back and forth, looking at these charts and then looking at the trades we're currently in. So we're just in 2 trades right now. All right, cool. So let me see if I have it pulled up. I probably got to slide to the left and do this. So this is how we're doing for the week so far. We're 11-0 currently for the week. We only entered 2 trades yesterday, like I said. We entered this oil trade live, and then we caught the New Zealand cash trade. TP2 got hit. We missed TP3 by maybe 5 pips. We only got 10 pips on that play, 52 pips on oil. Caught more pips overnight and this morning so far. But we're 11-0 for the week. All right. If you scroll up, first link description, free Telegram. I do got a video dropping today, by the way. I do got a video dropping today. I just got to edit it. I got a couple videos I recorded. I don't know which one I'm posting today, but I do got a video dropping today. So be on the lookout for that. So make sure you hit that bell button and subscribe if you haven't already. Doing a giveaway at 500 subs and 1,000 subs. Stay tuned for the details, but I am doing a giveaway. But here's how we did on, what was it, Wednesday? Because today's Thursday. 7, 8. So this will be Tuesday. Yeah, so this was Tuesday. We're 4-0 on Tuesday. Caught 1,000 pips. And then on Monday, we caught 7,000 pips and went up 5-0. Yeah, but we're just chilling right now. Like I said, I'm in no rush to enter any trades. Just wait patiently waiting for my setups. Missed a few opportunities, but that happens. You gotta miss opportunities all the time. Give me 1 second. So GA rejected that level. It's pushing back up. Still going to hold to S or TP. Could be doing a retest on the 15. We've seen some retests happen on the 5-minute. Could be trying to do a retest on the 15. But still going to hold to S or TP gets hit. So let's see what these other pairs are up to. Yeah, so Euro New Zealand still chilling right there. 80 New Zealand. Looks like it's doing around 2. Might be trying to push down. Yeah, so we're going to keep an eye on these pairs right here. I'm going to keep an eye on 80 New Zealand as well. New Zealand retest this daily level. Did an interesting drop. I wasn't expecting to drop, not gonna lie to y'all. I was expecting the bullish momentum to continue, but as you can see here, it was doing that, rejected this level. See the rejection wick drop down, and then currently today it's continuing to drop. Now it's treating this daily low as a resistance, so we could possibly see price continue to drop. Could change here when it comes to around 0.935. We could see price hit that level and then potentially push back up. But as of now, price is trying to drop. See a nice drop down. So let's go back to these USD pairs. Let's go back on the smaller time frames to see what they're doing. So it's literally tapped, as you can see, it literally tapped this daily level. So we're about to see if it's going to break through it or if it's going to respect it as resistance. So far, as you can see, it's currently respecting this low as resistance. So we're going to see what the next 15 looks like. That's about to pop up in about 45 seconds. I'm going to see what these other USD pairs are up to. So yeah, this one's pushing up as well. Gold's probably pushing up. Yeah, so we're going to see what the next 15 looks like with these USD pairs, as well as these Canadian pairs, because they all are doing healthy retracements. And they're all hitting the top of their zones. So it's going to be interesting to see what this next 15 looks like. We got 80 CAD doing the same thing. So let's go ahead and move this over. Again, not entering these yet. These are just my trade ideas. I'm waiting for my confirmation still. But I still like to visually know what the play is looking like. So this will be a nice trade if we do enter it, and if it does go our way. So new 15-digit start. Price is still trying to push up, so we're gonna let price do its thing. Like I said, we still got imbalances that need to be filled. We filled this one up yesterday and on on Tuesday, but we still got this huge imbalance right here that needs to be filled up. So I wouldn't be too shocked if price goes to do that. Would not be too shocked if price goes to do that. I was like, that don't look right. It should be a new candlestick, unless I'm tripping. Shouldn't it be a new candlestick? I don't even see the time on this candlestick, which is interesting. Unless I'm tripping. Like the candlestick was moving, but I feel like it should be a new candlestick. Unless I'm tripping. I guess I'm tripping, but I don't see the time frame on this candlestick, which is weird. I don't see the time frame on this candlestick, and I feel like it should be another candlestick here. Am I tripping? Let me know in the chat, in the comments, if I'm tripping. But I feel like it should be another candlestick. I feel like it should be another candlestick. I don't know why I feel like it should be. But I feel like I'm not tripping. I feel like it should be a second candlestick here. Because I don't even see the time frame. I don't even see the time. Like right here, we see the time right here. But I don't see the time. It's just telling me where price is currently at, which is interesting. I don't know. Let me know if I'm tripping in the comments. But it looks like the New Zealand pairs are going to attempt to push down a little bit more. Did a nice drop last night. Let's see here. Yeah, I was expecting for a buy setup, but it broke below this level. So the bearish momentum is in place. Went for a nice buy. And it's kind of funny because I had this level marked off. Excuse me, what day was this? Yeah, this was Monday. I had this purple level marked off. If you go back to Monday's stream, I was like, we got to look out for this level here because this is the highest price went, as you can see here, when it was above this level. So it could most likely repeat what happened last time when price hit this level. And sure enough, we're kind of seeing a repeat of what happened. This is the highest price went. Price hit this level last time. And now we literally see price rejected this level just like it did last time. And we see the downtrend and bearish momentum starting. We see clear lows being made. So I just want to point that out because I do find that interesting. But again, this is why you need a back test. You look to the left, it's going to explain what's happening in the present and what could potentially happen in the future. I went over this on Monday's stream. Again, check it out. And it literally, it went as high as it did here this one time on a Sunday. And then also, if we scroll to the left, I might have to go on a bigger time frame. The last time price was up here, this is the highest price went as well. And this was all the way in November 2022, so like 3 months ago. And it did the same exact thing. So I found that interesting. Yep, but GA did a retest of that level, and now it's taken back down. So yeah, we're gonna see if we can break through that level. But that's just another example of what I'd be saying. Like price is always going to retrace. We entered a little bit early, but it's all good because we're kind of right back at our entry. But you know, if we would have waited for the next 15, we could have possibly got a better entry. But it is all good. So the JPY pairs are kind of chilling right now. They're kind of chilling on their respective levels. They're pushing back up for possibly a round 2 on the bullish momentum from yesterday. Yeah, so we have a crazy indecision wick on the daily time frame for EJ, but they did push back up above their respected daily or 4-hour levels. So buys could be valid again. We're going to wait to see how this 15 ends. Got a new 5-minute that did just start. Let's go back to US30. So now it's showing the new candle. That kind of threw me off, but we could have entered that and we could be up right now. So let's go to the correlating pair. That kind of threw me off, though. I'm not going to lie. I knew I wasn't tripping, though, but we got a NAS right here. Wait for these levels to push up. NAS is much cleaner anyways, setup-wise. Again, on the smaller time frames, they do kind of look similar, but as we see on the daily time frames, they look completely different. So I'm going to wait to see if NAS can break this level and then possibly go for a NAS buy. Because I do like how NAS is looking. NAS is definitely cleaner looking chart setup. But yeah, it looks like all the indexes are pushing up right now. So all I'm going to do is these are my markups I had that I put last night. So I'm just going to slide them to the left. And yeah, we might jump into some things very soon. We might jump into some things very soon. So I'm going to go ahead and mark these off right here. GA flying. Wouldn't say that. Wouldn't say that. Like I said, I don't know. I know a lot of people be on smaller time frames. But I go off the direction of prices going on the bigger time frames. So yeah, if you're on a 5-minute or a 15 or looking at your phone, You could have said it's flying, but it didn't really do much. It didn't really do much. Like, you know what I'm saying? It just did a retracement. Like if it would have like pumped up like this, then we could say it's flying, but didn't really do much. So I suggest everyone, if you don't already, invest in a computer. It doesn't got to be a crazy, just be a regular laptop. Get you a mouse, like an actual mouse that you hook up to the laptop. You know, one that you can scroll and zoom in on. You know what I'm saying? And so the JPY pairs are pushing up. Yeah, so we might be looking for buys on these. But yeah, because I used to be like that too. When before I started using my laptop, I used to just be strictly on my phone. I used to not even use a computer to trade. I used to just like strictly look at my phone or MT4 to trade. And yeah, when you're on your phone, some of these movements can look a lot bigger than they actually are. But when you go on the chart and when you see the bigger picture, then you kind of realize like, you know, that wasn't a crazy move. I wouldn't call that flying, right? I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't necessarily use that word. But that's just me. But yeah, these Canadian pairs are still retracing and pushing up, just like the USD pairs. So just going to be patiently waiting on those. Let's just right back at the daily level. We do got this wall of price above this level here. But we want to see how price reacts once it breaks through this daily level here. Yeah, so these things are still pumping up. So we let them do their thing. Because like I said, overall on the bigger time frames, it's still bearish. So I'm not really going to be looking for buys until the bigger time frames show me that, you know, reversals happening or the uptrend can begin / continue. But until then, you know, I'm just chilling. Just going to let price do its thing for now. Now, one thing I will say about GA is struggling to break through the level of traffic that it hit that same level and retraced and went back to the 4-hour level. So it is definitely struggling to break through that first TP. And we see a lot of retracements happening on the charts right now. And we could possibly see a retracement happen on that. But overall, it's still bearish. So that's why I'm looking for a sell setup on there. And it's definitely still trying to push down. And these JPY pairs, yeah, so a new 5-minute just started. We're going to see what this next 15 and new 5-minute looks like for the JPY pairs. But for now, we're just going to chilling. And we're letting these things do their thing. Like I said, we can catch some pips here and there, but I don't necessarily like the scalp. I like to try to go for the bigger move and overall direction price is going. Just like with oil, like you see here. And this is another reason why I suggest y'all be on TradingView and stuff like that too. Because I'll get questions. Man, this isn't calling nobody out. This is just, you know, it's just a fact. Like I'll get questions. People are like, are you still holding this trade? This, that, and third. And one thing I always say is, and I mentioned this in some of the videos I drop, you know, when you enter a trade, right, you select your SL and you select your TPs. So if you're in drawdown, what you're going to be in drawdown off rip because, you know, there's spread, there's charges, and things like that. So as soon as you enter a trade, you're going to be in drawdown regardless. So if you read the disclaimer I post every morning, it's the same disclaimer. You know what I'm saying? Which is saying a bunch of stuff, but the gist of it is, you know, every trade is not guaranteed to go in our favor, hit every TP, which is a given, which is obvious. But again, there's a lot of traders out here, and I used to be like this too, but there's a lot of traders out here that there's nothing wrong with it, but you have to be realistic. You know what I'm saying? They want to win every single trade, or they want every single trade to, as soon as you enter, this immediately explode up, or if it's a sell, immediately explode down. Or, if as soon as you enter, if you see some drawdown or something like that, you start freaking out. And there's only a few reasons why you're going to freak out. One, you're a new trader and you don't want to lose money, which is fine, which is normal, a normal feeling. Even if I wasn't a trader, I wouldn't want to just willingly lose money. So there's nothing wrong with that. But we don't control the markets. So that's why we try to enter trades that are high probability setups. But on top of that, going back to the disclaimer, if you risk the same percentage every trade and you have decent risk to rewards, by the end of the week, even if you lose a couple trades, your winning trades will cancel out your losses. And again, it's just simple math, right? Let's say we took 3 trades, right? I'm going to give a few scenarios. I give these scenarios all the time, but while I'm giving these scenarios, let me not get sidetracked, because I am famous to start talking on stream and then miss setups. So before I even start on that tangent, let's see what's going down. So I got my other chart. I'm looking at my other trades. Give me 1 second. But before I even get to that, I always talk about being on the chart, because it'll help you really fully see what's going on. Like, yeah, you might be in drawdown, but like I said, if you're on your phone, like you're talking about GA, that one candlestick movement wasn't too crazy of a move, right? But if you're on your phone, that candlestick is going to look huge. But if you're on Trading View, then you can kind of see things more clearly. Like, people were asking, I don't know if it was this trade, but I'm just going to use oil for example, right? We hit a couple TPs, then retrace back down. We're in drawdown. But if you're on a chart and you see the full trade idea, you see stop losses right here. You see the top of the zones right here. You see the middle of the zones right here. So yes, we entered right here, right? Let me put a line right here. Yes, we entered right here. And yes, we was in drawdown right here. But even if you don't mark off your stop loss with your long or short position, stop loss is your stop loss. It hasn't hit your stop loss. We're like halfway in the drawdown in the red, right? But as you can see, we were on the green side a lot more than we were on the red side. All right, so a lot of times, and I say this all the time, like, you should not be staring at your phone screen, that red, especially that red number, even the blue number, unless a TP gets hit. And you're thinking about, taking partials, moving SL and profit, break even, whatever y'all do, or closing the trade. Because just looking at that red and blue number fluctuate and change like that, it's just going to mess you up mentally and it psych you out. And then you're going to start second guessing yourself, all that stuff. And the last thing you need to do as a trader is, I'm not saying like you need to do an analysis and stuff like that, but once you're in a trade, before you hit that buy or sell button, one, you got to calculate your lot size to make sure you're risking the same amount. And then two, trust your analysis. Like I said, there's no strategy that's 100%. I don't care what anybody tells you. Like, even last month, we went on, I think, like a 59 trade win streak. We were like 3 weeks undefeated. But then what happened? The next week, we started losing a couple trades, but we still won more trades than we lost per day and per week. Even last week. And again, that's the whole goal. You want to win every trade, of course. You want to have confidence in your trades, but you also have to understand that, sometimes things happen. Even if you're going with the overall direction of price, sometimes it's not ready to do the move yet, right? That happens a lot of the times. A good example of that is I can pull up NJ. As the JPY pairs are pushing back below the zone, EJ is still respecting this level. Let's see what CJ. CJ's back on the zone right here. But a good example is NJ last week, I believe, right? Or 2 weeks ago. I think it was last. I don't know. We're going to start here. The 31st, whatever week the 31st was. We went for a sell here. And we entered all these trades, by the way. You can check it out on the Telegram. Everything's documented. the live streams, everything's documented. Just check the dates. We enter most of these New Zealand trades live. So we entered the sell on Tuesday. We hit a few TPs. Then what happened? Price retraced, hit that sell, then dropped again. Then it retraced back up to the daily level. Then we entered the same trade this day and went further, right? Because you see this as far as price went on Tuesday, right? Wednesday, the next day, same level, same price level, but it went farther. Same move, same sell, same setup, same SLs. Like literally go through the Telegram, just scroll up a little bit. You're going to see the same trade. You're going to see the same TPs, just like with gold. Speaking of gold, U15 just started. We might be jumping in on this. I'm going to pay attention to this. But I do like this for a sell because, like I said, I'm strictly looking for strictly gold sells until further notice. But anyways, just like gold, called both of these trades live on Monday and on Tuesday. This day was strictly a members only play. And then the one on Tuesday, same level, call this one live, but call this one for the free Telegram. You see the same entry point, same SLs, same TPs. Now, if you're a member, you'll be able to see. If you're not a member, you won't be able to see this one. But the New Zealand JPY trade, you'll be able to see same SL, same TPs, called the same trade twice in a row. Then literally on Thursday, what happened? Retraced back, hit the same level, then tanked even further, right? Then look what happened on Tuesday this week. Same level, tanked, and then completed the move. So that's why you want to go with the overall direction price is going on the bigger time frames. Same thing with oil. Did a whole lot of consolidating, a whole lot of struggling, but guess what? We still hit some TPs and it still continued to be on the green side more than the red side. Why is that? Because we went with the overall direction price is going on the bigger time frames. So sometimes price won't be ready to do the move, but you still want to stick to your rules and still go with the overall flow and direction price is going. All right. I give these analogies all the time. We're just a leaf in the current, right? So it's our job to make sure we're going, knowing which way the current's going. That way we don't just jump in the water and get taken out. Or you can think of it like you're a surfer, right? You're not going to try to fight a wave. No surfer is going to try to fight a wave. You're going to try to ride with the wave, ride with the flow, the momentum. You get what I'm saying? It'd be silly to try to surf, but go against the wave and go against the flow. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing with trading. Counter trend trading. You can catch a couple pips, but like I said, I'm not trying to catch just 5 pips. Granted, sometimes you get what you get, but the overall moves on all trades, even the smaller setups, it's going to be like 40 plus pips I'm looking for. And then of course, indexes and goals a little bit different. But same thing. Like I don't necessarily like to scalp. And even if you're scalping, you still need to go on the bigger time frame so you kind of know what kind of setups you want to look for and things like that. Now, granted, there's other things you got to do with that, but I'm not going to really get into that on this stream. I kind of go over that stuff in the course and things like that. But let's see. Before I start talking about the next thing, let's go back to JPY pairs. So yeah, they're dropping back down. Let's see if EJ's following suit. Yeah, so they're dropping back down. So we could possibly see some sells on these. Honestly, I'm just going to watch them for now until I see a setup I like. Could possibly see one on CJ and possibly NJ. But going to be waiting for the next 5 and 15 to see what that's looking like. But CJ looks like it's trying to drop down. So we're going to see if it breaks through this level and how it reacts once it breaks through this level and go from there. But yeah, we're just chilling right now. Let's go and see what the other USD pairs are doing because gold is trying to drop down. It did hit the top of its zone. So we see AU kind of looking like gold. So we're going to be looking to see what the next 5 minute and 15 looks like. And we possibly could go for these setups as well. possibly could go for these setups as well. I want to see if we can hit this full move right here. Let's see what GU. There's an AU. Okay, GP CAD as well. Hit this level. Yeah, so we're going to be seeing what these next 15s are looking like. We got a nice sell here and here. We can see prices bearish. We don't see any highs being made. We can't say we see any. We can't say we're in the uptrend. We're right at this key support resistance level. If we just take a quick look to the left, we can see all these rejection wicks. All right. Then we also see when price hit this level, when it was doing this little downtrend, reverse back up, see another rejection wick. And if we go on a smaller time frame, we'll be able to see it a lot more clearly. Price treating as a support level, price treating as a resistance. GA is dropping back down, going for around 3. Let's look and see what the New Zealand pair are up to. New Zealand is doing that. AU is doing that. Because like I said, it's kind of still bullish. So it could have been a retracement because it's still bullish and it's pushing back up. So I'm going to watch this because we could go for a buy on this. Because again, it's still bullish if we zoom out. It's reversing back up. So might look for a buy setup on this right here. Might look for a buy setup on this. Going to see, let me raise this up a little bit. Put it right there. I want to see what this next 15 and new 5 minutes going to be looking like. Got about 30 seconds to that new 5 minute. So while we waiting on these pairs, CJ is still right there chilling. GP CAD's pushing up. About to hit the next TP on oil. Just a few pips away. See what NAS is up to. If it's still underneath that daily level. Let's take a look here. And I'm going to talk about risk to reward in a second. So we see it hit the top of the zone. Tapped it twice, rejecting it. So we're going to see what the next 15 looks like. We'll see what the next 15 looks like. My bad, I'm looking at something. That's why I'm quiet. Let's go back to gold. Yeah, so I'm going to be looking at gold as well. So I like gold, and gold's been feeding us this week so far. In the past couple of weeks, I've been missing good gold setups. A few reasons for that, but going to be paying attention to that. So I'm going to be talking about risk to reward in just a second. I just want to look at these charts and see what's going down. Just want to look at these charts and see what's going down. Let me see. I'm caught up on the cool. I'm caught up on the comments. So give me like 2 seconds. I got to blow my nose because my nose is acting up. All right, bet. All right, I'm back. So let's see. Still on the chart, still looking at setups and stuff like that. We're just gonna be patiently waiting. I like gold though, so we might be jumping in on this. Depending on what the next 15 looks like. But I do like how gold's looking. Another pretty slow, pretty slow hour into London, but you know that happens. Not tripping too much about it. Trading is definitely a patience game. Like I said last stream, you want to be early for these setups. You don't want to be like how it was on Tuesday. Tuesday was kind of hectic. As soon as stream started, as soon as I got on the computer, because I had technical difficulties on Tuesday and yesterday. As soon as the stream started, moves started, pumps, price started pumping and stuff like that. You don't want to do that. You want to be a little bit early to the setup and to the play. That way you can prepare, be ready for it, waiting on it, instead of trying to, in the moment, try to figure things out, calculate your lot size, stop loss, and then enter, and then, try to chase the trade. You want to be a little bit early to the setup. But this week's been definitely a little bit interesting. Let's go and see what next week's going to look like. Because we know last week was the end of the month. We had a new month going on. So let's see what next week's looking like. Friday's the 10th. Tomorrow's the 10th. Okay, cool. So Monday we got CPI for CHF. Not really worried about that. Been off the CHF pairs for a little bit. Might go back to them, but they were super choppy last month or 2 months ago. Don't even remember. One of those months. So I just decided to clear them off my watch list. Because I don't like to trade in choppy and rangy markets. So we don't really got any major news going on next Monday. Tuesday, we got some GDP news right before London. Then we got the CPI 830. So that's a pretty standard day on Tuesday. Wednesday, same thing, CPI for GBP. Thursday. So we got a pretty clean week next week, which is nice. So we got a pretty clean looking week next week. Granted, we got the normal red folder news going on during New York for USD pairs, so that's pretty normal. But besides that, there's not really any major news going down next week. So it's going to be pretty nice standard setups. So I really want to see how today and Friday is going to end. That'll be definitely interesting. So price is doing some retracements. Like I said, I want to really focus on NAS and SPX. Price is still bullish, but we could potentially see the downtrend begin if price wants to respect this low as resistance. If it wants to treat this low as resistance, we can possibly see the downtrend begin. But price is still bullish overall. But if price breaks below 12,400, then I'm gonna look for entries as resistance. I'm gonna look for sales, and especially if price starts treating 12,160, 12,150 as resistance and breaks below that, then I'll be like, okay, the downtrend is about to begin. But we still have a huge healthy imbalance here that could cause price to push back and keep pumping. So price downtrend for me at least, I won't consider it. I'll look for sales once price breaks below this level. I won't really consider the downtrend beginning until it breaks past like 12,160, 12,150. But that's just me personally. So we got gold pumping up still. Yeah, so we just got a lot of retracements happening. So we're just gonna be chilling right now. Let's see. Yeah, Canadian pairs and USD pairs are still retracing up. So we're gonna be just chilling. We're just gonna be chilling. New Zealand pairs are pushing up. So let's see what AEN is looking like. Did it break back above this level? Not yet. Let's see what these JPY pairs are talking about. Still kind of ranges, doing a retest right here, but still hasn't broken that level I wanted to see it break through. So yeah, we're just gonna be chilling right now. We're just gonna be chilling. EJ's pushing up though. which is interesting. So look, GJ's pushing up though. Let's see what GJ's up to. GJ's not even at a good entry point. Still between my two zones I want to enter. Yeah, so this is gonna be chilling. AJ's still respecting this level. EJ's looking nice. Interesting. Yeah, but GA is rejecting that TP1. It's rejecting that level right there. And disclaimer, like I said, TPs, when TPs are hit, it's either gonna reject or break through. So it hasn't hit SL yet, so I'm not really tripping. Give me 1 second. I'm looking at some other pairs right now. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, so I'm just gonna be watching JPY pairs. A lot of stuff's retracing, and the JPY pairs are kind of ranging. We had a nice fluid move. What day was it? It was whatever day we caught this move. So on Tuesday, we caught a nice move on AJ and GJ on Tuesday. But ever since then, it's kind of just been kind of ranging. There were like some short movements, but not really what I like to look for. Not really what I like to look for. EJ's respecting that level. CJ's back below this level. So we see a little bit different things going on. Usually they'll correct themselves. There's some bullish momentum still on the JPY pairs. But we got like equal highs right here. And they rejected this level twice. And this one, so we hit the top of the zone last night, rejected that level. Yeah, definitely interesting. So I'm gonna watch these, but I'm not gonna really be trigger happy with these. Just gonna be watching these for the most part. Just gonna be watching these for the most part. Waiting on AN. I want to see AN push back above this level. Excuse me. Let's put this back on a smaller time frame. So it's kind of chilling, taking a nap underneath this level. Let's go back to gold. Gold's pushing back up. The other USD pairs are probably following suit. Canadian pairs are probably doing the same thing. Yeah, so I'm just gonna be chilling. Got some setups, but confirmations aren't met yet. It's treating this as a resistance though, but gonna wait and see if it can break below this level here. So yeah, just gonna be patiently waiting. This is still being treated as resistance too. I'm not gonna jump the gun on that yet, because it could very much try to break through that level. So it's gonna be chilling. Yeah. So Monday and Tuesday was pretty good, but this kind of slowed down on yesterday. Granted, I did miss a couple entries that helped. Not in a good way, make it kind of a slow day yesterday. But it is all good because you're gonna miss some entries. Did we hit the TP? Let me scroll. Yeah, we hit that TP. So still nice and blue on my screen. We just hit another TP on oil. What was that, TP7? Yeah, so TP7 just got hit. So we just got one more TP. That's going to be at the middle of the zone. So back to what I was talking about before. I got distracted. Talking about risk reward. And this is a good example of why risk reward is important. Now, I say this all the time, and I go over this more in depth with the members, because actually in our group chat, the pin video in our group chat is actually a video. It's like a 4-minute video explaining how to properly calculate your lot size, because people always talk about risk management, but nobody really goes into depth about risk management. And I actually went over this in one of my videos. I might link it before I jump out of the stream. But basically, there's two things with risk management. It's risk to reward, right? Which is RR. This trade right here is a 1 to 2 risk to reward. This trade right here was a 1 to 3, right? So let's just scroll it up. 1 to 3 risk to reward. So that means you risked $50, you made $150. You risked $100, you made $300. You risked $1,000, you made $3,000. So the trade you enter, you want to have it at least be a 1 to 2 minimum risk to reward, 1 to 2 to 1 to 3. That way, if it doesn't go all the way in your favor, like it doesn't hit the full move, you'll at least be making what you're risking, if not more. So that's one thing that's important with the proper risk. Then the second thing that comes with it, give me 1 second. Let's see here. Mark that level off. So we got a new 5-minute about to start in like 40 seconds. Just want to see what price is doing. The next part, it's like 2 parts to risk reward. That's the first part. And the next part is your lot size. Because obviously every trade is going to be different. You trade a currency pair, might be, depending what you trade, because a JPY pair, it might be, 60 to 100 pip stop loss. It was a regular currency pair, might be 50, 60 pip stop loss. It was gold, might be a couple thousand pips, couple hundred pip stop loss. Oil, for example, is like a 200 pip stop loss. The indexes, you trade the indexes, that might be, a few thousand pip stop loss, right? And of course, with indexes, you'll need a bigger account to trade. But let's say you have an account that can trade any pair, right? Let's say you have an account that can trade any pair. Hey, what's going on, the guy? What's going on, the guy? See you in here. But let's say you have an account size that can trade any pair. So let's say you have 1,000+ size account, right? So you can trade any currency pair or any metal or any index, whatever the case may be. So let's say you don't have to worry about that. So even if you trade an index, or let's say you trade NAS, then let's say you're in GA, and then let's say you're in oil. All these are going to have different stop loss. Like the NAS stop loss is going to be a couple thousand pips. Oil's 200 pip stop loss. GA's like a 60, 70 pip stop loss, something like that. But if you risk the same percentage each trade by calculating your lot size, it doesn't matter. So you should be risking the same amount. So let's just say $50, just to keep it simple. You should be risking 50. Let's say 5% of your account's $50. So it doesn't matter what you're trading. If stop loss gets hit, you should only be losing $50. It's okay if it's like $55, but around $50. You want to not lose no more than $50 per trade. And how to do that is just simple math. Right? You just got to take the time, pull out your calculator, and do some math. Play around with the lot sizes, play around with the pips, all that stuff. Once you figure that out, then I suggest you write down a cheat sheet. I was talking to one of my students about this in the one-on-one session. I think like we had last week. You want to write down a cheat sheet to make things easier. All right. So let's say, so this is what I do personally. So I got a cheat sheet, for my personal accounts and my funded accounts. All right. So I'm like, okay, there's a 50 pip stop loss. This is the lot size I'm going to put on my personal account. These are the lot sizes I'm going to put on my different funded accounts. With 100 pip stop loss or 75 pip stop loss, this is the lot size I can put for my live account and my funded accounts. If it's 100 pip, or if it's an index like NAS or something like that, this is the lot size I can put. So that way, and again, if you rewind the streams, I didn't do it this stream, but I do it every stream. Before I enter a trade, I'm typing the signals up and stuff, and I'm always like, oh, okay, This is a 50 pip stop loss. This is about 75 pip stop loss. I'm not just saying that to let y'all know that. I'm literally telling myself that because, again, I have a cheat sheet, and before I enter any trade, I'm calculating my lot size. That way, I'm risking the same percent that I'm fine with risking each trade. Okay, and the reason why that's important is, now I know I can't be the only one, but me personally, I used to, let's say, back in the day, I'd win like 3 trades, right? Feeling good. Did I lose 1 trade? 3-1. That's a good record, right? That's good. That means 75%. You won 75% of your trades so far. That's good. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But that 1 loss would take out all my wins. Now there's something wrong with that. So I used to be like, yo, like that don't make no sense. Like how that just happened? Like, you know what I mean? Like how did 1 loss take out all my wins and then some? So I'd be down for the week or the day of that 1 loss, even if I won like 2-3 trades. And that's because I wasn't calculating my lot size. I used to be like a lot of people, okay, if I put this lot size, then I can make X amount of money per pip. But it's like you can lose X amount of money as well. So if you take the time to calculate your lot size and you risk literally the same percentage each trade, let me just give you a scenario. And this is a realistic scenario because it's, last week, this week even maybe. Okay, thank you for letting me know. Cool. So price is still pushing up. We got about 30 seconds to the next 15. Yeah, so there's still some bullish momentum. Let's see what this next 15 is looking like. We're gonna see what this next 15 is looking like. But what was I about to say? So again, let's give that scenario again. Let's say you took 3 trades. And let's just go with 5% of your account. Let's say 5% of your account is $50. So that means you don't need to risk any more than $50 per trade. All right. So let's say you took 3 trades. Let's say you lost 2 trades and then you won 1 trade. So you're down $100 because remember, you lost 2 trades. So you're down $100 because you're risking $50 per trade. So you're down $100. Cool. Now let's say you won that other trade. Now let's say that trade you won was a 1 to 2 risk to reward. So that means if you risk $50, you made $100. So even though you lost 2 trades, you broke even for the day because you took the time to properly calculate your lot size. All right, so let me give you another scenario. Same thing, you took 3 trades, and let's say you lost 2 trades again, so you're down $100, and let's say you won a trade, and let's say this time the trade you won was like this GJ trade, which was a 1 to 3 risk reward. So that means you risked $50, you made $150. So even though you lost 2 trades, that 1 trade you won, now you're up $50 for the day. You get what I'm saying? Now let's say you took 3 trades. You lost 1 and you won 2. Let's just say both the trades you won with 1 to 2 risk reward. So boom, you're down $50, but then you won 2 trades. And now you're up $100. $100 minus 50. Wait, no, I did the math wrong. No, you're up $100 per trade. So now you're up $200 minus 50. Now you're up for $150 for the day, right? Now another scenario. Let's say you took 2 trades. Let's say you lost 2 trades. 1 trade didn't go all the way, but you got whipped out a profit, went halfway. So you made about $50. So you get what I'm saying? If you properly calculate your lot size and use proper risk to reward, in the long term, you'll still be up. You get what I'm saying? Whereas if you let's say you put the same lot size for every trade you enter, but the stop losses are different. That's how those inconsistencies happen and come to be. So again, just take some time. I suggest doing it now because the day's just starting and then it's also Friday. But I suggest as soon as possible, just sit down, pull out your calculator, pull out your phone, Figure out what 1 to 5% of your account is. And again, that's simple math. Everything's simple math. Just figure out what 1 to 5% of your account is. Face that reality and be like, okay, this is the only amount I can risk per trade. Then figure out what's the proper lot sizes for different scenarios. Again, 50 pip, 75 pip, 100 pip, indexes, gold, all that good stuff. And there's a few things that's going to do. One, that's going to help you be more consistent with your win and losses, especially when you have a proper risk to reward, right? So CJ and EJ are moving different. I see that right now. So EJ is still showing some bullish momentum, and then CJ is showing some what you call it, some bearish momentum, which is interesting. Now I don't want to roll the dice, go in to buy on EJ, they go on to sell for CJ. So now I'm just trying to determine if I even want to mess with these pairs or not. And just showing some slight bearish momentum as well. EJ is kind of following suit now. GJ is trying to drop down as well. Indexes are still kind of chilling here. I mean, rules have been met for CJ. Rules have been met. It's just on the bigger time frames. It's still slightly bullish, but we could see a drop to the downside. But that's kind of gambling because I'm not 100%. Now, obviously, nothing's 100%, but I'm like not 100% in the direction that's trying to go. I am biased for sells because I do see a possible sell setup, but I like these setups better. AU and gold. I like these setups better. So we got a new 5 minute about to pop up for this. So we're gonna see what these looking like. I'm gonna still pay attention to CJ, but I rather look at some cleaner setups. You get what I'm saying? Now GA is pushing up. We are in drawdown. It could be trying to hunt that liquidity. I didn't put my stop loss all the way above that liquidity because, again, you don't want to have a crazy stop loss. But it is retracing of it. It could be trying to hunt that liquidity out. But before that liquidity, there's a strong level of traffic between that. So I want to see if it will reject that level and push back to the downside. Because, again, price is bearish. So I would like to see that happen. So we're going to see if that will happen. These are still chilling, trying to push up. So we're going to see what these are looking like. X50. Yeah, but I hope what I said makes sense to some of y'all. And again, like that's what I personally do too, and that's helped me out. So that's why I decided to talk about that because it helped me out. Pretty sure it'll help some other people out. I know it's helped some of my members and students out. But having a consistent strategy, risking the same percentage, same dollar amount consistently, following the same rules. Because there's a bunch of different strategies. Some are better than others. Obviously some are better than others. But it doesn't matter what strategy you use. If you just consistently follow those rules, you consistently risk the same amount. You're consistently going for high risk to reward setups. Even if you lose trades, your wins will outdo your losses, right? Good example of that was Friday, right? Friday, we only took 2 trades Friday. We took a CJ sell, and this is trying to drop. This is tempting for a sell, ain't gonna lie. Tempting for a sell, ain't gonna lie. Yeah, I kind of like these for sales, ain't gonna lie. GJ's just kind of in no man's land. But I kind of like these for sales, ain't gonna lie. So that done. But anyways, okay, gold just decided to dump on this. Yes, I like this right here. So I like AU and I like gold. I like AU and I like gold. 69995 69. So this is gonna be about like a 30 pip stop loss. It's gonna be like a 30 pip stop loss. I like AU though. Nice retest, broke this level. Gold's taking off. I would like to wait for the next 15, but it then kind of took off sooner than expected. That thing's ripping to the downside. A little too late for me to jump in on that. But I like how AU is looking, so we might jump in on AU. And again, that's how quick it happens. It like literally switched the screen and that thing took off. But I like how AU is looking, so I'm gonna write this one up because I like how AU is looking. As up for this, I'm looking at 700, 6971. Yeah, I like how this is looking. Yeah, so I'm gonna jump in on this. Let me put gold up on my other screen. Yeah, but since I missed that intro of gold, I'm gonna see what the next 15 looks like. But I like how AU is looking, so we might jump in on AU in a second. But I write these TPs up. I've been noticing that happening this week though, so I might start adjusting how I enter trades because I've been noticing that. Now, y'all been on the streams for a while. Usually when it hits these levels, kind of chill and do its thing. But I've been noticing this week and a little bit of last week, these zones are a lot more sensitive to these zones. And once they hit them, they kind of like try to like rip and run a little bit sooner. I've been noticing that. So I might be adjusting slightly how I go about it when price do hit these levels, so we don't miss drops like that. But again, that does happen. Do miss entries. I'm not tripping too much about it. 6930. Yeah, I like this right here. All right, so we got about 3 minutes to the next 15. Let's see what these are up to. These are still chilling right here. Let's see what A ends up to. A ends still chilling. Let me go ahead and set an alert for this. That'd be my other thing too. I'm getting better at it, but I'm definitely still slacking when it comes to these alerts. Yeah, so yeah, I might just leave these alone because they're kind of all doing different things right now. They're kind of all doing different things right now. There is still some bearish momentum though, especially with NJ. You can just see that right here, just staggering down. CJ's a little bit different, so it kind of makes sense why they're kind of doing their own things. Like CJ, there's bullish momentum. NJ, there's bearish momentum. And usually they kind of move similarly, but as we can see, they're moving a lot different these past couple weeks. Then GJ, there's some bearish momentum, but it's still slight bullish momentum. Then EJ, kind of the same thing, kind of ranging. Definitely interesting. So I might just leave those alone because I don't want to gamble too much. But yeah, I like AU, so I am going to mess with AU though, because I do like how that's looking. So I'm going to type these TPs up right here. So I jumped this a little bit earlier. Could try to do a retest this next candlestick because we have this body of price right here. But SL for this, I'm looking at 7,000, 70, 100, however you want to say that. And I want to see if we can come down to around 69.40, 69.30. So I'm going to go ahead and mark up the first TP. Yeah, but it's definitely been an interesting week. Should be a lot more cleaner next week, though. Should be a lot cleaner next week, though. Or is retracing as well. Still got this body of price. We can stay on top of that body of price. It can potentially still try to push up going into New York. But we caught a good amount of pips on oil as well. Let's go back to AN. AN trying to push back up. Yes, a little bit of a slower stream, but it happens. Missed a good entry on gold, but like I said, taking notes and just going to adjust. All right, cool. That's my alarm. I do got some stuff to edit. I do got a couple meetings and things like that, so I am about to hop off right here. Make sure to follow me both Instagram and TikTok. Instagram is playmaker_way. TikTok's playmaker_way. Same spelling as the YouTube. I got a new video dropping today. Make sure to hit that bell so you're notified when that drops. And also when I go live again, live stream Monday through Friday, London session 3 a.m. EST. GPCAD new candle did start. GPCAD is breaking this low, so GPCAD is looking like a nice potential sell setup as well. M and AU is dropping. About to see if we can hit this first TP. About to see if we can hit this first TP. I like how GBPJPY is looking too. Out of curiosity, I still want to see what these JPY pairs are up to. Yeah, so it looks like they're going back up. Yeah, I'm just going to leave them alone for now. Because I don't really like how they're moving this week, so I'm going to leave them alone for now. But it looks like they are trying to push up. Gold's doing a retracement as well. So if it retraces a decent amount, might re-enter for the sell. Yeah, but I'm about to hop off. So like I said, I want to look for buys for the indexes as well. But depending on what New York session does, and is there news for it today? I forgot. I know this GP news in about 15 minutes. We got some USD news today. But I do want to look for buys, but if it respects the levels of resistance, we could possibly see price drop down to 12,400. But if it can break back above like 12,660, I'm going to look for buys. So that's what I'm looking at for the indexes. Right now, just taking a nap right below the zone, slowly trying to creep up though. So we're going to see if it can do what it do. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and hop off. My bad, I was looking at something. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the JPY pairs alone. EJ is looking kind of bullish, but all the other pairs are kind of ranging back and forth. They could end up pushing back to the top side like they're trying to right now. So I might style, but there's some other pairs with cleaner looking setups that I'd rather mess with. So I'm just going to leave those alone for now. Gonna leave those alone for now. GBCAT's pushing back up. Yeah, so we might be seeing some retracements, but yeah, so I'm gonna be leaving a lot of these pairs alone. Gonna be on the chart still, but I mainly want to pay attention to these right here.